Everyone, today I'm sharing with you how to make this wallet. This wallet I'm making for my friend's daughter, and so I'm using the donut fabric for the men's side, and the side of the fabric here I have it 4 and 3/4 up an inch by 9.5 inches long, and the interfacing I use heavyweight interfacing, and the side is 4 inches wide by 8.5 inches long. Now I'm gonna put this on the side. This is the zipper pocket, and the side is 4 and 3/4 up an inch by 8 inches long. And I have the zipper here. This is the 5 inches zipper, but I'm not gonna use it. I'm only use a little bit. I'm only use a 4 and 3/4 up an inch. So I'm gonna cut a 1/4 up an inch at the end here, the teeth off. Only dentists can do that, but I'll do it anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna tear this out, and I'm going to go from here and slide this down on one side, the 1/4 up an inch, and then I bring this one and I slide it in to this side, and I make sure these two sides are even, and I hold it and pull. There. So I'm gonna go and cut this off. There I have the zipper. I want to make sure the zipper end is staying. I'm going to sew the end. Place the right side to the right side here. Just want to make sure it's staying down. And then I mark on the side here, 3/4 up an inch. 3/4 up an inch here. And then I'm coming in, I go 3/4 up an inch, and then from in here 3/4 up an inch. So going to go down 1/2 an inch, 1/2 an inch, draw the line. So from the top here, that 3/4 up an inch going down, and then 3/4 up an inch, 3/4. Let me write it down. 3/4 up an inch, 3/4 up an inch, and 3/4 up an inch, just like that. Go and sew this, sew this, sew this, and sew this. Now after I sew in like this, I'm going to the cutting is very easy. You can just go in from one side to the other like this, draw the line so you can cut, and then do something like that, and then you go into fold it. So everyone, after I iron, don't worry about here, as long as it's look good in the front here. You're gonna put the zipper on straight all the way to the sew on the pin. Okay, I will show you. So everyone, after I sew in here, look, it's so nice. And when I make it for a kid, I just want to make it nice and color like that. The color go very well here. So go on the back. You see a quarter up and ends on the top here. That's where we have the interfacing. Bring this up and make sure it stop where it is, and then you press all around here. So on the top here, down, I'm gonna mark 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and going in 1/2 inch, going in 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to mark the line of the 1/2 inch, and you go 1/2 inch here, draw the line all the way, and then from here 3 inches and a quarter going down. And then on this side, same thing, 3 inches and a quarter. Right here. My marker, when I wash it, it's going to come up, so I don't have to worry about it. Now you're going to follow the line that you just draw, and then you sew this. You sew this and you sew this. So everyone, after I sewed it, the square here, so this is 4 inches long. And in the back here, we're going to trim. You trim, you make sure that right there at the interfacing right here. Make sure you only trim the pockets fabric, not the main fabric, okay? If you trim the main fabric, I don't know what to say. The pocket and everything here is all set. So the cat slot here that I have cut 9.5 inches wide by 13 inches long. We're going to mark the side. First one is a 3 inch and a quarter. 2. And then 3. I hope you can see. And then 3. And then 2.5. And make sure you do on the bottom here too. So okay, so like this, and get your iron ready. We're going to fold and iron at the same time. Okay, we're going to do some folding. I'm keeping the same way. So this is the last one, the second one, the one at 2.5 inches. You go into folding this way. It has to cut, but I just want to make sure it perfectly iron this. This one I'm going to add interfacing after. Okay, so now the first one here, I'm going to flap this out. And because the cut that I already cut there, so I just want to make sure it go right down evenly. And I'm ironing this. You go on to fold this. And iron this. And then the last, the one right here, going up. Everyone, after I iron here, you have the fold, and then this fold, and then this. I have cut in here that two heavyweight interfacing, and the size is 2 inches wide by 8 and 3/4 of an inch. So I'm gonna go to the fold, lift this up, and place it in here, the fold, and iron it. In the center here, this is for me to sew, and then from each side here I'm gonna draw the line down. This is for us to sew. So there are 3 lines that we're going to sew. Alright, so forget about this one. When you draw, don't draw down to here, okay? Only here. But I can wash this off, if just in case you don't have the washable marker. Alright, so after you top stitch on the fold, you're gonna sew this line down, and then the one in the center. So everyone, after I sew top stitch here and then the center, I have cut in here another piece of 4 inches by 9.5. Or if you want to make sure you place this on top of the fabric and cut exactly the same side, place the right side to the right side. Quarter of an inch seam allowance. You want to sew the top only. You wonder why I sew the top but I clip the bottom. This is right here. Sew this top. So I'm gonna make sure I'm flapping to this side. And the sew line, you're gonna sew top stitch, but before that you have to iron this, and then I'm going to add the interfacing behind. That way I don't have to have a big giant interfacing. So here I have cut 3.25 by 8 3/4 heavyweight interfacing. I'm gonna place right next to that sew line. Cut the iron down, everyone. You don't want it too hot because it's gonna damage the interfacing. You want it just right, and you want to make sure you go around first. Sorry for the noise of the construction everywhere. Okay, and then I'll flap into the front, and so I'm going to iron one more time. Top stitch on this side. So everyone, after I top stitch here, and I have cut, this is the last piece of fabric I cut here, that 4 3/4 of an inch by 9.5 inches. And you're going to place right side facing up, and then you're going to make sure it line up like this on the bottom and side. So this size. So everyone, after I sew on the 2 sides here, I'm going to bring this back. This is the main piece. Very simple. I'm gonna put it down here. You can see that the top here, it have nothing. It's so it's only one layer. I'm going to put this back in. on this side, you're going to leave about I would do about 3 inches open. So you're gonna follow the interfacing. So go around here, go on here, go all around down to here and stop. Leave this open so you can inside out. Everyone, after I sew around and I left it here open, let me just trim this here and then I'll show you. And then on this side right here, before you inside out, press it before you inside out, so that's where it won't rip the fabric. You can see the thickness inside. Feel free to go and trim that, so when you inside out after that, it's not gonna be too thick. And then trim the corners and do the same thing over here. Whatever thick you go to trim that. When I sew, I backed it a few times. I go inside out. When you inside out, just take your time, okay? Don't go crazy. Just gentle. One little at a time. After I iron all around, and this is the inside, I'm gonna go, let me show you here. I'm gonna go, you see this is the zipper side. This is the zipper on the top. We're gonna top stitch from this side, go all the way down to here, go to here, and go all the way up. Don't top stitch here, you don't have to. Everyone, this is the inside and this is the outside of the wallet. After I top stitch on this side and go all the way, now you go on the fold like this, so make sure the side meet the side and everything. Then you can right in the center here, fold it in half, and then you iron this right here. Pocket inside for the coin, and then here for your credit card and everything else. So let me just put the money in here so you can see it go all the way from the first one here, and then still have room on the side. Don't tell me to if you can put the phone in here. I don't know what to do. And I'm using this this card because if I use the real credit card, I'm not gonna remember to take it. Go all the way like that. I'm not gonna remember to take it out. It happened to me, and plus it's not safe to do this, and you know, like that. So cute, beautiful, and it's easy to make. And then on this side, fold it, zipper pocket. You put the coins in here, change in here. And that's basically it. Very simple, and everyone can do this in just a few minutes. 4 inches down, and 4 inches down, and then 4 inches square. And when you open this, it's gonna be 8 inches and 8.5 by 4. So cute. This is very easy to make, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for all of you that support my channel and the channel members. And thank you for all of you that always come and watch my video to the end and comment on my video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Love you. Take care and stay safe.